So Hari, how old are you?
I'm 15 years old.
And where do you live?
New Delhi.
And have you lived here your whole life?
What?
Have you always lived in Delhi? Were you born here?
Yeah. I have left here from.
What year in school are you?
I'm in Silvan Public School. It's public school.
So does that mean private school?
Yeah, it's a private school.
And you're in grade 10?
Yeah.
Is this the year when you have the big exams, the board exams?
Yeah, the board exams.
When are they?
They usually occur at the final. The final exams are from the board. So, well, I have not opted for the board. It's a choice between if you want to opt or not. So I have not opted. I have opted the school exams. The school exams are also from the CBSE. They come from the CBSE board.
From the government?
Yeah, from the board.
But there's more of them than just one?
Yeah, we have to go for, if you want to go for boards, it's just like if you have to go in the final exams, only just the difference is that if in the exams, final exams, you have to go to the centers from where the board is giving the exam.
How do you think your generation of young people is different than your parents' generation?
Like the generation gap is like, we are like techno freak, and we are technology freaks. Like we are usually on our iPads and gaming, but at their age there was not such a thing. So this is main gap what I feel. Yeah.
So how does that change your thinking, or does it? Does it make your mind set different than your parents or not?
Not a difference. Like, yeah, what I know is like that the online shopping in India, what we believe in the online shopping, like we do sometimes, but our parents are against them. They say that it will never come or like that. They don't have beliefs in that. So it's a different mindset from my parents and me. So.
Some people say that your generation, because they're more aware of social issues, is more caring. And some people say your generation is more selfish because they want to buy things. And which do you think? Is your generation caring or selfish?
I think selfish. Like we like, what can I say about this? We are not caring like we are. We're just not. We are not like caring about them, and we are just like on our laptops and internet. But at their age, maybe it would have been different. They have ample time to care about their parents, and maybe we are not having much time. Maybe.
Do you think that having all the technology makes your brains different, or not? I mean,
No, it's just like I think like having the technology, I mean like the laptops and internet and gaming, like all these stuff, it's a little bit of like waste of time also. Like if I sit on internet like in a day 1 or 2 hours a day, if I use that time for studying or like anything else, it could be more productive. Like if I do any craft, art, like I am interested in fine art, so if I do that, it would be better for me, and I can do anything productive. If internet is a little bit not there in our house, or like maybe I think this could affect.
how much time do you spend on Facebook? a day?
I don't know exactly, but maybe half an hour or like I have an iPad, so whenever I want, I just on it and just unlock it and just go on Facebook. So every time, it's also distracting. Like you are not concentrated on anything. If you are having an iPad in front of you and you are studying, like many of the times I have iPad in front of me and I'm studying and doing work. Like I have, I many times have urge to like pick up and see what's on Facebook and what's on new game, any game on App Store. Like so, it's a distracting also. So.
Um, so far you haven't felt interested to study really hard in school. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah.
Why? Is it not interesting? Would you rather do something else?
Maybe it's interesting, but like maybe it's cause of like no self study, no time for self study, a lot time for self study, and the distraction like I've had. But if I would fight if my parents take away the iPad. That's the point. So it's very distracting also, and like we have tuitions like after school 1 or 2 hour tuition, and then less time to play and less time to do any productive work, and so maybe I will blame iPad and like distraction like iPad and some no ample time for like self studies. This is my cause, but yeah, but what I think is this, like maybe this would have been the cause for my less marks.
Your father told me that he thinks one of the differences is his generation spent more time with family and as a group, and that your generation spends more time by themselves. Do you think that's true, that or not, that your parents spent more time with their extended family, the large family?
Like it's from some time before they like one after the before the internet, everything, like they we were like going to our cousins like in a week or in 2 weeks, but now we see our their faces like in a year or something, like my cousin, my uncle's daughter, like my mother's brother's daughter. So when I meet her in maybe a year, twice a year or thrice a year, not more than that. But before maybe it because of the Facebook and everything, uh, less of gap between the families. So at his time maybe the Facebook was not there and no social networking sites, and so he would have been consuming that time and going to the families, extended families. And we have lost the connection between our extended families, like my extended relatives and like that. We are not like meeting them, but only in the weddings or like that we are going and meeting. So just because maybe Facebook, we are becoming uh, like slow, and we are not going meeting them directly.
Is your father the boss of the house, or is your mother the boss too?
Both.
Both.
Yeah, because my mother, like both are the boss, like no.
And they had an arranged marriage.
Yeah.
And how do you think that works? Lean back.
I can't comment on that, like what to comment. Maybe I don't know.
Do you want to have a love marriage or arranged marriage?
Don't know. I want.
Do you see any difference between love marriages and arranged marriages, and which ones have happier marriages?
Maybe arranged marriage, maybe.
Happier?
Yeah, maybe. But I think like my father and mother have been arranged marriage. They are happy, like. So what I think is arranged marriage.
What about Hinduism? How does Hinduism influence your life and your thinking?
Like, what our beliefs are in Hinduism.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a strong belief in Hinduism. Like, but my family is from had a belief in Hinduism. But my father is. We are not just specific in Hinduism. Like, my father also goes to the Sikh temples, like the gurdwaras. Uh, my mother, we also have a better mindset that the gurdwaras and that they are better than the Hindu, like pandits. The Sikh that people, they the what do you say to the क्या कहते हैं उसे, the managing of the gurdwaras, the people who manage, like we have in temples we have pandits. They are better than the pandits. Like,
So the Sikh temples are better managed than the
what
Hindu
I
temples?
think, what I think they have, they don't have like. I think they are better. Like, what I have belief in Sikhism. But my father have believe in both. Like my mother also. They are. We have a god in our Hinduism. It's Krishna. They have a strong belief in that also. So, but my belief is in better than Sikhism.
Why do you like Sikhism better?
Like, they are. They don't have any. They have many like beliefs that car seva, one of the is like do from hand. It's like car seva and many other, like what they have is. I don't go to that also. The Sikh Gurdwaras also, not either in temples, but I have a belief in more in Sikhism.
Like, what's one Sikh belief that you like?
The car seva I told you.
I don't know what that is.
What it's like doing seva. Seva, you don't know. It's from hand, doing helping from hand. Like they and the langar also. They serve on everyone equal on the floor. Like
they give food to
everybody, and you can go to the gurdwara anytime and ask for food. They will never leave you empty-handed, and they are better. What I feel is like, and what I don't understand about the these temples, like in Hinduism, like. They are after making more and more temples, like opening in, like they have in what my parents go to, the one of the temple.
The Hare Krishna.
They are opening branches in many of the like countries also, like where are the less devotees are. Maybe what I think is for maybe donations also, and like they are not like they can use that money in betterment of the poor in this area, but they are after like making more branches and attracting more people for maybe money or something like that. What I think, but I have never heard that they the gurdwaras are getting more and more and more. But and one of our most popular the Hindu temple is in Vrindavan, maybe. Vrindavan, maybe your
Vrindavan?
Yeah, Vrindavan.
I don't know.
Maybe your they have gone to Vrindavan today. Maybe my father was telling.
They're going to the Taj.
Oh, sorry. It's from ahead from Taj, like So no, before from Taj, like Vrindavan, they get a lot of money in the chadawa, like the when you wish, like the god, and you keep some money, like, so they get a lot of money, but they have never improved. Like they are taking their money in their pockets and never using that for the betterment of that place. Just maybe new dresses for the god, just like that, and nothing else. The place there is a like, what, it's lot of when festivals are there, it's lot populated, and no space, no like in one of our Hindu like temple at JNK. It's like कैसे बताऊं, one of our goddess, like their temple at there, it was like the pandits, they keep taking their money in their pockets. So after that they have made it, the government has made it the shrine board. But from now the government manages, and there are lines and proper everything. People go take darshan and come back. But in this Vrindavan place, it's like people are getting stampede also, and many of people get injured and like that in the festivals. And they never spend any money on the betterment of the place, like the temple. They never get the walls cleaned and nothing. Just taking their money in the pockets and enjoying their life.
What do you think about karma and reincarnation?
What?
Karma and reincarnation. So karma, what I do comes back to me. Reincarnation, I'm reborn. Do you believe that or not? Because most Hindus do, right?
Like do the karma and don't think about the fruit, like that.
Well, do you think that karma exists, that what we do comes back to us?
Yeah, maybe, because if we do hard work, something will come back to us. Like if I study hard from now, something will be good for me. It's obvious, maybe. If we will do something good, it will come back to us.
Right.
Yeah.
What about reincarnation? Do you think after you die your spirit continues?
No, not that. I don't have belief in that.
So you think when you die, that's it?
Yeah, maybe. What can I say about what will happen to me after I die? I've never died once.
Maybe you have and maybe you haven't.
I don't know.
So, what kind of work do you want to do? Do you want to go to university?
Yeah, I will. Like, I want to pursue fine arts, so I will go to some of the Delhi College of Arts and like that. So, yeah.
Could you ask him to be quiet, please?
प्रमोद, आवाज मत कर यार प्लीज. आवाज मत कर अभी थोड़ी देर.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, and then where will you work after you graduate if you had your choice?
Where would I work?
Yeah, as an artist.
Maybe in Delhi.
As doing what? Like advertising, fine art?
Fine art, making paintings, and maybe if I am able to open a gallery, I will open a gallery. But it will take a lot of money to open it. Yeah.
Yeah. Any other ways you think your generation is different than your parents besides the technological focus and spending more time alone?
Spending. Yeah, the technology is making us selfish. Like, we are just thinking about us. Like, they are getting alone. We are just going on internet and spending time, like reading something. but what I think is the technology is not much productive for us, like the teenagers. We are just to go on the internet either to buy something, or either to go Facebook in, or either to like on social networking sites, or if we just hardly search on Google, is that Facebook the most popular word, or like any other, not uh, not regarding the education thing or anything.
Um, the Indian youth responses to the book questions, the most common issue was corruption in the government.
Yeah, it's a lot of corruption, like plus the reservations. Reservation is like worst thing ever.
So it's
happened.
reservation for scheduled castes, lower
Yeah,
castes,
scheduled
tribes.
caste, lower caste, tribes,
Women.
and women, backward classes, deaf, dumb, everyone. Not
handicapped.
and no reservation for general, nothing for general. Like there are many of the like jokes on corruption on Facebook. There are many of them. Like one was what I remember was very funny, that it was like a toilet, toilets in public toilet. There was like 10 toilets. 5 were reserved for SCST, social caste, and scheduled tribe and scheduled caste. 4 were reserved for the other OBC. No, 3 were reserved for OBC. 2 were reserved for women. 1 was reserved for the deaf and dumb and that, and just maybe 1 was left for the OBC, the general. So it was a very funny joke. Like yeah, it's but it's true also.
Do you think your generation will change that?
It's a lot difficult because sometimes we are also involved in corruption, like giving the bribes, and sometimes like many of the times, like some to get out of the trouble, sometimes we pay, like in the traffic also, like when we do any challan or type like that, sometimes people give some money and just get out of it, and we are starting the corruption, so we can't ask for the end. What I think is, if we are giving the corruption, we are starting it, so how can we ask for the end? We want the end of the corruption, but we are the ones who start it. So how can it end? It can never end.
Do you think
The rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. So
do you think that when your generation becomes leaders, they'll do things differently, or that'll just be the same?
maybe the same. They will also be the do corruption, because if one, like we have 2 parties in the for the election
Congress
in a
and-
particular, like take an example, if there are 2 parties like Congress and BJP in one constituency, if one is doing corruption, paying money and getting paying bribes and getting the things right and doing progress for the party in the particular constituency, how can the other BJP, like if we take BJP, how can they win? It's never possible. So how can one, if one has to do corruption, if they enter into politics, maybe what I think is like they have to do. They can never end. Like corruption can never end if until we end it. Like until we end giving bribes. Maybe 90% of the people will say that corruption will end, but only maybe 10% are there like who are against the corruption and never give the bribes. Maybe less than 1 or 2% maybe. More are the just people say that we want end in the corruption. But it can never end. If they they will come into politics. They will be also like the same, as they can never win without doing that. Maybe 1% out of 100 can do without giving bribes, and that too in some cases. Like in my father's area, Narayana, the MLA, the councillor who has won the election is my friend, my school friend, father, and my father and his father has become friends. So because he wanted to do the hard thing, maybe he has told you the
recycling. Yeah, we went and see it. We saw
so
it.
he asked for the help. So he's good. Like he has he has won the elections independent. He has won the election independently without any support, and maybe he has not done the corruption. But I believe because he was the people around him. He live in the gaon, like Narayana gaon, the village type area of the Narayana. So he was, the people were with him, not because of the bribes and what he has given to the people, but what the people think that he can do to the place. So maybe he has not done the corruption, and the people who are with the parties, they need to do the corruption to win, and with the pressure from the parties, like do this, do that, it can never end. But I think corruption is not endable until we are the ones who stop.
So do you think your generation will change things, or in general, or do you have hope, or do you think that it's pretty much the same?
I don't have hope until if they are independent, if they are if they are going independently for the elections. Maybe in some cases they will not do the corruption, but they will be just 1% of the 100 out of 100, and the rest, if anyone will go to the politics, they will surely go to with any party as for the money, like to spend on the constituency, to like for the winning the elections. So without money nothing happens. So
is there anything else you would like people to know about India or Indian youth?
Indian youth, they are changing. Like before, the women were not like empowered to go to school and like that, but now like still the ratio is a little bit low
For
of the
girls
women,
in school?
girls and boys, but still it's improving day by day. Like yeah, it's improving. So this is one of the things the Indian youth is changing. More women are coming up and going to the like it before it there was no not even a single woman in the parliament and like that, but from if you can see the a decade before and now, it has changed. Like now there you can see women in the parliament, many of the women. So yes, it's changing. This is one of the major point, women empowerment. Like it's also saying that one woman teaches more than the a man. Women teaches more than a man. Like men will go for the, if woman is there, they will be more progress. Therefore, the government is also spending more on women.
Right.
The reservation also, and
For girls to go to school and university?
Yeah, so there is involvement. There is also, if you know, I don't know, there is one midday meal in government schools.
30 million?
The midday meal. They in between the day, like in afternoon, they give food for the people, the who come to school. They give food. So as the poor send the children to the school, as they will get food from the school. So there is one policy of government midday meal. But what I know is that the food there is not good, as it's like more water in the rice, water in the dal, and the rice are like not good. So, but still it's like a step ahead to get rid of the poverty. Also, education is getting more. So yes,
Good.
the ratio is improving.
Good. But We went to see a government school where there was no electricity, I guess, no fans, no lights,
Yeah.
holes in the ceiling. How common is that the government schools where the poor
Maybe
go?
what I had the thinking of the government school was like they are just government school and normal schools, but from the government, and maybe not better teaching, no, not better schooling, but still it's schooling. It's normal. It would have been normal. But what I know when you told this, and but my father went to when at his age he has been to the government school, and he has done the after taking science he has done pharmacist, like he is a pharmacist, so he has done his diploma, he has done his like things. So now why can't this can happen now? So but I don't know. When my father told that it was just government schools and the public schools were not affordable and maybe bought a lot expensive, but still his friend, he has one friend also, he is an architect, so he is also from the government school. So what I had the view of the government school was like they are just a government school, maybe not what you told. But now when maybe I don't know.
Probably depends on the neighborhood.
Yeah, maybe the school you went was maybe I don't know. What my father told was something else, and
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Could you ask him if he would come and sit